We're here.
Still time lapse on. Like, you just let me be the producer of this moment.
All right, I'm just asking you. I feel like
just back your fucking ass up.
I'm just talking to you, asshole. Every fucking time. I swear to God.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Body Language Podcast. We have some podcasting while we're podcasting, while we're drinking, while we're friending. This is episode 32. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do that now. Wherever it is. Also, up in the corner over on this side, you can go to last month's episode or last week's episode when I shot Dax in the head with a camera. To my left, your right. Like I just did what I told you not to do.
Yeah. So.
All right, so to my left, to your right, we have DUSTIN DELONG. You've seen him in the vlogs. My oldest friend that I've got in my mind, my memory. I don't remember having a friend before meeting him.
Yeah.
So
original troublemakers. How about that?
Yeah. So put your hands together for DUSTIN DELONG.
I would, but
oh yeah, Dustin's got a broke elbow.
Yeah. Just for a short stint.
Yeah, I'm on a log today because Dustin's in a chair, and I was gonna sit on the ottoman, but I didn't have a chair equal to the chair that he's got, so
you just gotta cherish those moments.
Yeah. Oh damn! See, I call him he's the pun prince. He calls himself
king.
the pun. He's the pun
Look,
prince.
Nick is not. I am. I've talked to Nick about it. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I do.
He's the pun prince. Or he's the pun king. You're the pun prince.
Man, the tangerine White Claw tastes like Fruit Loops.
That's good, right? Hey, why don't you tell everybody that's out there how you broke your elbow?
Oh, God. Well, I guess I'm technically talking to an audience, so I wish I had a better story. I just have a problem, like, backstory. I have a problem, like, losing shoes. And for some reason, the longest lasting shoes I've ever had is a pair of used Crocs I got from...
Show them.
Yeah. Is that time?
Take them off.
I can't.
Take one off. And
I can't. I'm under the...
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. I got these 3 years ago, and they were already unusable anymore. I got them from a... the Waterfront Rescue Mission.
Yeah.
And I've been a supporter. I've been to a rehab before. So I support my local rehabs. And it just so happened I got these shoes 3 years ago, and they should have already not been
a shoe
sold. And I've literally kept up with these longer than I've ever kept up with any pair of shoes in my life.
Or your phone, or your wallet, or your keys. Or even a truck. You left...
Okay. Fast forward. So... I guess going on 2 weeks now. If you know anything about paint on concrete, if it gets wet, it's slipperier than a fucking ice skating rink. So it was raining. There was a couple hurricanes that came through last week. I guess
Laura and
it doesn't
Marco.
Yeah. So we got a lot of backlash off those hurricanes, and we were out in the rain. So I started running to our buddy's apartment, Gary. Love him. And as soon as I went from regular, sidewalk.
Wait,
concrete,
you were at Gary's? I thought you were at Kim and Carter's.
No, that's what I told Mom. Because I didn't want her knowing that I'd got home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Watch this podcast.
Well, shit happens. She always finds out anyway.
It's true.
So going from sidewalk and it's raining, you're trying to get out of it, and then going to concrete with paint on it, ooh, 2 steps. I straight pile drived the concrete, all right elbow. And luckily I'm left-handed because I don't have much usage in this arm anyway, like from many reasons. So like I felt it, but like the next day.
Do you predominantly fall on your left side or your right side?
Do I predominantly like usually fall on my left or right side?
Yeah.
Usually it is actually like my left side, but it's more like a hand.
That's so like strange.
But this time I just like literally just I don't have any concussions left to give.
Hey, keep your feet over there on that way. Anywhere over there.
My feet now.
You're hitting the cable. Just these little thin ones. Keep your feet off those.
Okay.
Like you have all that room.
Okay. Well, you already hit it. I stepped on it. I barely touched it.
Okay. Jeez.
Interrupting me as always.
Sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, going from sidewalk to concrete with paint on it. It's not a good combination. So I straight up pile drived it, all right elbow. Took the breath out of me, and I realized we were not on our buddy Gary's floor. So I screamed for like a split like second and a half, but that felt like 4 seconds. And so then like in the midst of screaming, the other person that was there with me, instead of like checking on me, was like, dude, man, like they're gonna hear us.
Who was it?
Sean, he works with them. I don't think you know. Yeah, he works with them at the lodge.
Were you like, fuck?
Yeah, no, I was like, motherfucker. So yeah, then Sean was like, dude, I broke both of my wrists, man, one time, and you're not in enough pain. Like you're not screaming enough.
He's eating those words now, isn't he?
Yeah, he was like literally like, yeah, no, I just don't feel like you broke your elbow because like you're not really screaming enough to like really make me believe that. I was like, so I'm not bitching enough for it to be broken. I didn't know if there was like a category. I didn't know if you went to the ER. And that's how they knew if your elbow was broken or not. I'm like, no, he's being quiet. He's fine. Just keep him out in the lobby for a couple more hours. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
No. So I didn't even believe it was broken. Then I went to the doctor. She said it was broken, and she was like, "Oh,
sorry.
The X-rays are also going to be another $145 on top of it." I was like, "Well, I don't have that, so I'm just going to like take my sister's sling and just ride with it."
That, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that's how I broke my elbow. And then like, it's fine. I just can't bend it. But I can still grip, you know what I'm saying? That's all that really matters.
That reminds me of? When Olive was born, Jessica was at like 6 centimeters when we showed up to the hospital. And the nurse kind of took her time getting Jessica admitted in the hospital. And by the time that we got into the room, she ended up having Olive naturally. But it was, I think she was 8 centimeters dilated when she got in to the room, to her hospital room, delivery room. And they were like, yeah, you're way too past the epidural. You're not.
Yeah, you have to. It's a natural.
And so she had Olive naturally, and then after Olive was born, she said, "What the fuck was that epidural thing about?" She was like, "Well, you came in and y'all just took your time in the lobby." And she's like,
"We took our time.
We showed up while I was in labor." She's like, "Well, you didn't seem like you were in labor. You weren't making any noise."
Exactly. I wasn't making enough noise.
Because she was trying to be like
cordial, like
not make a fucking scene.
Yeah, like I wasn't being bitchy enough.
This isn't ER, dude. Like this isn't house. Like we don't have to put on just because we're there.
Do I look like George Clooney?
She's
just
still
get my wife into the fucking.
She was trying to be chill. She was just trying to be like.
Babe.
And then, yeah, but she also later, like I think like a few months ago, she told me she was like, I think I may, even if they would have taken their time, or if they wouldn't have taken their time to get me admitted, that I still was too far along centimeter wise to get an epidural, which was great because you know how bad of a bitch you have to be to give natural birth.
Oh, I do not. But I can imagine. I've heard.
Pass. Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel for sure. Bro. Every time. Lord Heavenly Father.
Cheers to you, Jess. Good grief.
Yes.
And she did it so greatly too. Like it was in and
God,
out.
God, the children y'all have created, it's like, God, like literally, like y'all literally put it in like on one of those cheesy ass like fucking like quizzes on Facebook,
Yeah.
And both of them ended up literally looking like both of y'all put together. Like you were that one couple, like you could have done that and like, oh yeah, that's how they're going to look.
Like when you do like the
quizzes, yeah. Like
take a picture, put a picture of yourself
combine
up
you
there.
and your spouse's picture.
What celebrity do you look like the most?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt and Jessica.
Daniel Radcliffe. No, not me personally. I was just saying that's just like the ones you see.
Heard.
I don't know, if I was like a celebrity thing, it'd be like Kevin Bacon, Ryan Gosling, Macaulay Culkin, and like.
Do you remember that fucking picture I made of you and Jess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you used the drive.
Yeah,
photo.
and you were
Jacket.
you were fucking him.
Dude, by the way, I apologize for touching my mic so much. I am notorious for in the middle of the podcast to just randomly start fucking with my mic for no reason at all. People will sit for 3 hours and not even fucking touch their mic.
No, I can't touch this because if I do, it's gonna like fall towards me. Already tested it.
Oh, then you just turn it around one more time. If it tries to do that, can you? Yeah, no, you're good.
All right. I'm just saying. Like earlier, I like and then it went. Yeah, that's yeah.
Is that right there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like it like this because like when you look back at the podcast, when they're upright, it's aesthetically pleasing. See, like
Right.
there's like, it just looks.
Of course,
good.
it just looked like it's at you, not in front of you.
Well, I remember I shot a podcast once and I shot it like this, and the way that the angle of it looked like I had that. You know the original Power Rangers movie, Mr. Ooze with the twirly little.
Of course.
Goatee. It looked like I had the twirly goatee. So from there on out, I just kind of read up on like, you know.
Well, depending on the timeline, you probably did have that little twirly thing because you were rocking it pretty hard.
Well, I've in a few podcasts, I've had some mush for sure. Yeah, I even would do this in like the dead air.
The dead hair.
Like whenever like there'd be dead air when I do my my solo podcast, where I'd be like, oh, what else do I want to talk about?
Just like the dead spots.
And they'd be like, scratch.
Well, anyway.
And then like the people watching it are like, fucking.
This is why you edit, bro. Yeah, we ain't trying to hear that.
Turn that down. I did turn I'm pretty sure I turned the GoPro on. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like the new thing that I do now for like the last, I think 3 or 4 podcasts that I've shot is that every 15 to 30 minutes, I reposition both cameras. So like when we take a break and we come back, the camera will be right there. And then we'll take one more break and we'll come back. And
natural editing.
And then it'll so it's like I just pick it up and move it and
amen.
You know. And it's really cool for the single podcast.
So
like the solo cast.
So now that we're finally here, because I don't know if Tyler has told y'all, he's giving me a lot of flack because it's taken a long time for me to get here.
Yeah, that's true. I'm over it now though. I'm not even excited that you're here.
Okay. Anyway, that's cool.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love you. I'm thrilled that you're here.
But now that we're finally here, it's like I get because we're the best conversationalists.
Yeah.
Like we're like are naturally like we'll get in conversations for like 4 hours. Like it's me and him, and then him and Coleman. Our buddy Coleman is the same. Like they're the same way.
I'm gonna get Coleman on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he has a single fucking remote interest in wanting to be on the podcast. I don't even think he likes podcasts.
No, he barely liked being on the last vlog. He
did not look like he
was not about it.
But you notice like all of his social medias, his personal social medias is like he keeps up with them, but there's very few photos of him. Mm-hmm. It's normally photos of all of us that he's in with us, or you know. Yeah. He does not.
He sent me a friend request. I was pretty privileged
on Facebook.
In between, in between losing phones,
he just got a new Facebook.
Okay,
so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. I was about to say y'all should have already been friends. I've known each other just as long as
you also gotta remember I fucking lose phones every fucking 6 months.
Yeah. Which is why you have to start your social medias. That's what's fucking aggravating. I don't care about your phones. I care about you having to start new social medias. And it's like I can't even consistently tag you in anything because it's like.
Is it Dustin DeLong or Dustin Allen DeLong?
No, the one that I remember is Dustin DeLonge.
Well, that's the one I'm on still.
Right. Well, now it's just DeLong Dustin. I had to check it for the other day because on the vlog I had to put your information in the description.
Word.
Put all your links and stuff, and I couldn't remember if it was DELONG or DELONG Dustin.
So, like we always do, we get off subject.
Period, Dustin.
We get off subject. So what I was trying to say is the long time coming that this podcast has been.
Yeah. Sorry, I was digressing. See what I mean?
We always do this.
That's what we do.
Coleman, there's a whole story behind it. Not enough time on here. But, so, all the times he called me out for not, like, taking so long for me to be on here. Mm-hmm. And then, now we're here, and it's like, the subject matter, like, it goes back to, like, the first time he asked me. I just got a new girlfriend. God bless America. Oh, Lord.
Do y'all remember that podcast? It was the bedcast. It was the only time that I did a bedcast. Yeah. It was the time, that episode where I sat in my bed, in my undies.
Pretty sure it was pre-February.
It was episode 30 or 29. That was the Dustin podcast because I said fuck Dustin in that podcast.
Yeah, he didn't talk to me for like 3 months.
Did you know how much money I spent on liquor and candy and food?
Yeah, for that night.
Like, we made you a little basket. We made you a little basket, and like, dude, it's all right. We ate it all. We ate the beef jerky.
Well, okay. It's
fine. I forget.
I got my just comings. How about that?
It's all good. But you were in love, and you were in a new relationship, so I understand.
Like, we were literally just moving into our new apartment. Like, the first person I told was him.
But you know what? You fucking doing me like that is why we never hung out at your apartment, because you burned me.
I didn't. It wasn't a burn. Because you look at the fact that I didn't make it on your podcast that night.
Well, it's not about
it's
that.
Also
it's about
because
you just didn't tell me that you were not going to make it. You should just.
That is true. That is true. I didn't man up and say I'm not coming over tonight.
I'm like, oh well, thanks for letting me know right now. I stayed up for 2 hours.
You were still you overlooked the fact that you overlooked the fact that I was the first person to tell you I moved into your apartment complex.
I don't give a shit about that.
That does matter a little bit.
Why?
Because you're the first person I thought about.
I know, but I saw you like once a month at that rate. Anyway, so I don't care.
Okay, next subject. I was just trying to start conversations. So we're here.
Look, I'm in a weird mood tonight. I'm tired.
He is. My God. Like, he's been begging me to come over here.
I smoked too much hookah earlier.
Before we turn on the camera, he's like, I just don't know.
Hey, beep, I just got off work. Okay, beep.
Okay, well,
I got off work. And it was kind of busy tonight. I went to mile marker 2. And then I went to Ponce de Leon Court.
Fuck right all that.
But it was decent. It was okay.
Well, it better be decent if you got to drive fucking 20 miles down fucking Fort Morgan.
It was a decent night at work. It's a lucrative.
What sucks is when you do make a delivery down Ponce de Leon or fucking Plantation or Beach Club, and you get like $2 and like, why'd you take so long?
That's why I'm glad I try to like when I try to do more with the business so I'm constantly making more money. But
through your locals.
Sometimes it's just like, bruh, fuck this. It's like I said on the vlog the other day, there's been so many different things. I know a few of you guys, a few of the locals that live on the island that we live on, or they're around, are like for the previous podcast, we've had, like I said last time when Dax was on, we've had a sponsor for the podcast. And Golf to Go is no longer a business. We've been bought out by a company called Delivery.com that doesn't have any interest in supporting the podcast because they're like
they're a telemarketing company basically.
Yeah, they're big and they don't give a shit about podcast or who I am, which is fine, you know. So we've lost a sponsor, our only sponsor, but it's changed a lot of things. Like, you know, we were used to eating big bowls every night, and now we're eating like real small bowls. Yeah,
we were definitely spoiled. And Tyler actually one night pointed that out to me. Yeah. Because like I started on with the company Golf to Go towards the end. Like,
I was there from the 3rd month.
Yeah, he was
4 years ago. So I've been making good money with.
He lets us all know that he was definitely.
Which is why I promoted you to come on. I was like, dude, I make great money. Yeah. Come on.
Absolutely, and it was great. And it was like you get to meet like people, like whether it be tourists or like locals, like seriously, just
places you get to go. That's
yeah,
one
and
of my
like
favorites.
you literally like discover places. Like we have a small ass island that we live on, Pleasure Island, Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, and then extension Fort Morgan and Perdido Key, which is basically the same thing. And it's just like you don't realize like they're all the places you don't discover because we are all in our like little paths, like in whatever we do. And like one of the cool things about Gulf to Go was delivering to like places I've never been before.
Yeah, and you lived here your whole life.
3 minutes from places I've been
we
traveling.
weren't allowed to go sometimes, you know.
Absolutely, dude. It's just like like we this past summer I discovered a little like offset like beach you could go to like down Marine Road.
Oh, okay.
Down Marine Road where like the Boggy Point where the main boat launch is right across from Robinson Island and Bird Island. Mm-hmm. Well, little did we know we didn't have a boat because we're locals, but we're not those kind of locals.
On the right side that faces the bridge.
You can literally like go down this little ravine and there's a little beach right there.
Have you seen the beach that they built in front of the boat launch? The boat launch is like the boat launch has got a beach now. So like if you don't have a boat, you can still go out there and fuck around.
No shit.
It's fucking cool, dude. That is cool about our island though. Like they'll do things like that, or they'll preserve. Remember that trail that me, you, and Cooper would ride down a few years after high school in his Jeep, and like start fires and like have beach parties on the Little Lagoon side, Fort Morgan side.
Right. Yeah, right there.
Now the city's paved that, and they just put a cul-de-sac there for people to park and go to that beach.
Well, it's just like Jeff Wren Trail or or Mobile Street.
It wasn't always Jeff Wren Trail. It was just fucking weird pot smoking trails.
It was like at your own risk.
Yeah. Then the city came in and was like, "Dude,
they're
this
like,
is
well,
sick."
people hang out here.
Well, they started relocating alligators out there.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it became an estuary of like, I guess wildlife for
and it became a spot, like a national like.
What the fuck? We're looking for the word. I don't know either. I'm looking.
I don't know, man. We live here.
Preservation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Preserve.
That's it.
Yes, a nature preserve. So you have all
canners.
You have all these like trails.
Things.
They just put a name on it and like put up warnings like don't pet the alligators, which you should already know. Don't do that.
Don't have to do it
unless you're us, and then you do shit like that.
Well, no, I'm not petting alligator. I'm catching that bitch. I'm not gonna pet it.
All right,
if I'm gonna catch it, if I'm gonna touch it, I'm gonna catch that bitch. So I'm in charge.
Well, you remember when I worked at the zoo, right?
I do. Why did you let that job go?
Oh my God, we're not going into that on a podcast.
Well,
I'm an idiot. I don't know.
Just surface stuff. Well, I think I told you guys the other day about the boat captain stuff and being the deckhand of that Captain Steve guy.
Right. Well, why we let stuff pass up?
Yeah, I just didn't know if you were like if something had happened.
That's the zoo, man. It was the coolest job I could have ever had, and it was my dream job.
I remember you said you did make a lot of money.
I was making $8.75.
Yeah,
an hour.
I do remember.
And like it was the hardest work you could ever go through. Like every once in a while we got to go into like the cages with like the wolves. And it was so cool. It was so amazing.
Well, typically people who work in jobs like that, are they not normally part-time jobs for the people who work there, or the people who are in charge?
It depends. Like, big if you're the veterinarian people on staff, then it is like it probably is like you just come in at certain points during the day. But we were the maintenance guys, so we were all day every day. And like they'd be like, don't touch the animals, and I'd be like, why the fuck would I work here? I'm gonna pet this panther. Sorry.
Well, first off, there's certain animals you're like, okay, I'm not going to.
But you think
Did you see that? That's a giraffe. I'm not just going to go stroke.
I'm not gonna like go into the cage. Like I've seen. No thanks. But it is funny that you mentioned that because like I was thinking about this last night. Like out of all the dangerous animals in the zoo, like the biggest babies were the tigers, and we had an albino tiger, which is the first albino tiger ever in Alabama. We got her like it was like 2008, and she's still there. Gulf Shores Zoo recently moved to County Road 6,
which is amazing.
Yeah, and it's like the first all solar powered zoo, and it was funded because in 2004 and 2005, the Gulf Shores Zoo was actually on a TV show, like on a TV show, The Little Zoo That Could, and it literally was like it was a videography of them moving all the animals from the zoo to Miss Patty Hall, who was the manager of the zoo at the time, the the head person at the zoo.
Yeah.
And they move all those animals to her private property, and Animal Planet picked it up for 2 seasons.
Get out of here.
I swear to God, we could watch it right now.
That's crazy.
Maybe not right now, but yeah. And then, so
And they did Reef Wranglers too.
that's
Roger.
when they got the main funding to get moved from there to Kennerid 6. You know,
they're
right there,
just
their
now
Colony
building
Club, and yeah,
Oh,
it's
I've been
open.
there.
No, it's open. Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah,
That's so sick.
dude. Yeah, like you go there, like you don't even feel like you're in Gulf Shores,
You really don't.
Orange Beach. You feel like
and
you're
you
in like
didn't
LA.
at the old one either.
No, I mean you really didn't. It had its own magic to it. But that, like, to me, it was only because I grew up there and like I had personal bonds with these animals. But it's like growing up there, like I have so many stories. Like, oh God, like I lost and gained my job there like 4 times. Like when I was 16, I was like, they made me go paint the monkey. Like
Painted a monkey?
the capuchin monkey exhibit. I had to paint the roof.
Probably should have finished that sentence a little quicker.
Well, I was trying. All right, you just shut the fuck up. All right. So on the capuchin monkey exhibit, there's like these, like, it's not just a regular roof on top. It's like these tin roofs that go in. So they were like, yeah, Dustin, just go up there and just paint them. It's like, okay. Well, you have live monkey families below me while I'm on a while I'm on a fucking ladder, like literally putting my life on the line to fucking get this perfect curve.
To feng shui for
Like
this
feng shui this fucking tin roof that's reflecting
monkeys
heat
who
on
don't give
me,
a shit.
and then all of a sudden, Al, his name was Al.
Monkeys who don't give a shit about
yeah,
if it's
and then
painted
like
or not.
literally they make it a family game. Like, oh, instead of Monopoly, let's just pull on this dude's his fucking ladder, and I'm up there like,
how big were they?
they were capuchins. Like, so they were small monkeys, but they'd like
I'm
literally.
not familiar with
Capuchin monkeys are like that monkeys that be on someone's shoulder.
Oh, like Marcel from Friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it'd be like, I'd be up there and I'd be like, oh, and then all of a sudden, start shaking the dam. Like it was like, it sounds minute, like it sounds like I'm over exaggerating, but literally they'd start
Because I don't know
shaking.
if you can tell, Dustin is 6'7". How tall is he?
6'4.5",
6'4", 6'5",
with cleats on.
So he's tall. So typically people his size would not fear a small capuchin monkey.
Well, I don't. I fear the fact that I'm already
there's
6'5".
8 of them. There's 8 of them.
I'm already 6'5", and they're shaking my ladder that I'm on, and I'm all the way at the top, like at the top step, and I'm trying to paint this, and like they're shaking it like, and I'm like, I felt like 4 times people were laughing at me, and then I'd like go and tell. I'd go and tell management, and they'd be like, "Well, they're monkeys, man."
Why
Like,
are you yelling?
was I yelling?
You're yelling.
Oh, I got a little passionate about what I was talking about.
I was scared, Tyler.
Yeah, it was a real thing that happened in my life. It
was traumatic.
Sorry, you might have to edit it and like tone down the volume a little bit. Don't act like you can't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that God.
That's wild.
So yeah, I loved working at the
But
zoo.
did you get it painted though?
Nope.
No. Nope.
I got it all the way up to like. It was
Heard it here, folks.
It was like
heard it here first, folks. If you need something painted, Dustin DeLong.
I can
Link
paint
in
it.
description.
I can paint it unless it's a tin roof that goes in like this, and you are given a roller one size, and as you're getting shaken below you. Yeah, it just didn't go together. I'm sorry. I kind of drifted off there a little bit. But yeah, working at the zoo was amazing. It was a great experience. I love connecting with the animals, but there was just a lot of stuff that just wasn't worth the money.
Pitch Swift.
You drunk?
Pitch Swift. How did you get linked up with Chase? How did that happen? When you were in AC? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, dude, we've known each other for...
Well, duh, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, how did that come about? Like,
with the
I've
painting
known Hayden
thing.
Calloway for my whole life, but
With the
people
painting
wonder,
thing?
Yeah, but people. I thought you did AC. Sorry.
No, it was plumbing with my uncle.
People always ask me how I ended up at the Harpoon, but it's just like,
Yeah, I mean, it just
but I'm like,
happens.
I know Hayden, but Hayden didn't give me the job. It was Nancy.
Right. I mean, it's just like the same thing with Chase, dude. Like I'd already painted with Chad, the one who should not be
Chad?
named.
I love Chad so much.
Yeah, Chad. What's her name's?
Yeah, Voldemort's stepdad.
Yeah, stepdad. And he taught me how to paint. He did. And then after that, me and Chase hooked up. And
But wait, I don't think Voldemort's like a good name.
No,
because
that's what I'm saying.
Voldemort, like
this
not that
last
bad.
one would be more Voldemort than.
I think it's more like just she who shall not be named.
Yeah.
That was a good one. We'll stick with that one. She who shall not be named.
Yeah, I mean, and like we're not getting off on.
We're not
that
digressing.
subject,
Sorry.
But yeah, well, my first true love's stepdad taught me how to paint, and then in the midst of that, like 2017, 2018, Chase reached out to me and was like, hey man, you looking for a job? I'm starting up a painting company. And at the time he was doing apartments, so it's like $400 apartment, but you're only like doing touch-up jobs. And so I came on with him, and that's how that happened. And like we're friends, and like he still reaches out to me, but he gets so pissed.
Why?
Well, I'm me. I'm inconsistent. We all know that, right?
Did he? That's true. Well, in certain
certain aspects,
I give you more credit than other people do. I see you for a lot more than I feel like other people do, or not other.
You do.
You know, I've
always gave you credit for that, and I appreciate you for it.
Yeah, dude. Of course. But yeah, Chase, I feel like I burned that bridge. Like I've known him since we were. I was long.
You talked about how you reached out to him on a post.
He said all he responded with was all good, and I was like, fuck.
And then didn't you see him at
I pissed him.
Didn't you see him somewhere?
That's what the conversation was about. It's because when I saw him, we had that argument, and then I was just like, basically like, it was that day. It was just a day where I was just kind of like, fuck off, like just go fuck yourself. Like don't call me baby hands. I'm not in the fucking mood for that. First off, I've always been insecure about how big my hands are.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need to worry about is how small your hands are.
Yeah, I thought I would wish they would be a little smaller.
It's actually hilarious that he called you out and you got fucking self-conscious about that.
I got involved in an altercation with somebody and fucked my hand up. Took a picture of it and posted it on Instagram, and he said angry baby hands or something. Well, first off, he claimed that he thought it was somebody else's or Rowan's or something like that. And I'm thinking, my hands are tattooed.
No, I can assure you, Tyler, I've always been fucking jealous of your hand size, if we're going to talk about it.
My hand size?
Yeah, bro. Like, your hands are bigger than mine.
They're big, dude.
And it pisses me off because I'm 6'4.5".
They're big hands, man.
And I'm like, because you always do you always do hand movements with your hands.
Jessica says that. She says I'm a hand.
And I'm like, I can barely make that movement. Like your fingers are curving when mine's just like.
I got plingers. I got piano fingers.
Yes, very much so, and guitar fingers.
That's true.
We always get off track so easily. Lord Heavenly Father.
Jesus take the wheel. No, but when we argued about that or whatever, he said I unfollowed him. I was being an idiot. I should have done that. That was very childish. And I normally am pretty good about not acting childish on the internet, but that was just one of my weak days. Right? Like I feel like I'm pretty cool on the internet.
Recently, yeah. Over the past year and a half, 2 years, yes.
Recently.
But
I feel like
before you were not scared to call out someone, even if it was on social media.
I've done that before, but I don't think I ever made a habit of it. I don't put my life.
I'm not saying that it wasn't something you regularly did.
We're going to go into the inner politics of that now that you brought that up in a second. But me and Chase got into an argument about that, and then I just unfollowed him. And then because I was like, he got me in a bad day in such a manner that it pissed me off. So I unfollowed him and then never minded it. And I know that was childish because I've known him forever. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It was pretty shitty. But I was sitting at the DMV and fucking this dude walks in. He goes, "What's up, baby hands?" But he looked like he wanted to talk to me more. Like he was about to engage in a conversation with me. But there was this sheriff that was kind of directing people.
Right.
And he approached Chase. So it was kind of like that was the thing. And then by the time...
I realized I
was already back here on my phone. I was like, it was almost just like you wake up like,
oh shit, that was fucking Chase.
That was Chase.
Damn it! Once again,
I would have noticed him, but he had sunglasses on.
Yeah,
and
he has short hair, and he's chubby now, and he's
just like I had on. I had a mask on. I'm surprised he even knew.
Yeah, I mean everyone has a mask on for sure,
and sunglasses. So I was
looking like you're at a Bane convention.
Yeah, I didn't even know. But anyway, by the way. Agree to disagree. I feel like I've always been like there's been moments where I've caught wind of something like that Joe Bowden guy that I called out last year that I heard was talking shit about me. So we were friends on Facebook. So I added him. I said, "Hey, at Joe Bowden, I'm gonna see you one day," and that's all I said. And we had it out on Messenger, and I haven't seen him since. And at this point, it was the year before last, actually, so it's 2 years. If I even saw him, I probably would just, depending on if I was like had been drinking or not, I probably would just even. I would ask myself, like, is this that?
You just proved my point. You've never been scared about calling someone out.
But wait. But I feel like when people go to my social medias, they are like, it's cool. It's like me skating, surfing, vlogging, or hanging out with the kids, or going on a trip, or doing something like that. Or it's never like, okay, it's never like some of our friends that get on there, like, okay, come here. Okay. Right. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, if I vent on Facebook.
Oh my God, that's true.
Right? If I vent on Facebook, I make sure it's articulate. And it's not something that's like,
it's not just a blurted out thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm like, I try to, like, I don't get political or religious.
God.
It's always musical. It's always like
musical and sports. He's musical to my sports. We are the same person. We've discussed this and discovered it over the past couple months that he is the punk version of me, and I'm the sports person.
That's true.
Person version of him.
That's true.
We literally catch each other thinking the same shit.
That's true.
And it annoys him, and I'm like,
this is why I appreciate memes, though, because I can let my audience on my Facebook, my following,
right,
the people who choose to follow me or whatever, or friend me on Facebook and Instagram, I can let people know how I feel politically and religiously through a meme. Like, if I see a meme that's like calling out someone and kind of undermining some, you know what I mean? Like,
it's almost like
they can see that and they'll be like, oh, he supports
you're being able to sub-edit yourself before you just blurt something out.
They can look at something and be like, oh, he believes this, or they look at a meme and be like, oh, he follows this person. Like, it's not, I don't have to get on there and be like, well, I don't know if you guys watched, Trump's speech last night, but and then give my thing about it. I can find a funny meme or a serious meme and be like, share, and then people know how I feel just by looking at that meme.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I'm really considering my carbon footprint on social media. I don't want people to go back and look at my social media and compare it to the rest of America's, which is kind of like,
well, you said it earlier.
Homer backing up in the bushes.
You said it last night or earlier today. I want people to go to my
social media and be like, dude, this shit is cool.
You said it earlier. You said it last night or earlier today that you're not doing this for anyone's views. It is for it is for your parents. It is for your babies to look back on.
Yeah, and it's because I want to showcase to my peers how much I enjoy my life.
Right.
And the things that I think and how important things are to me.
And they should
not to go on there and bitch about how much money I need, or how Trump's a piece of shit, or how God is or isn't real, or like the pedophile thing. That's I've been expressing my interests in slapping the mouth off those pieces of shit's heads.
Right, of course.
Through memes, because I have kids. Because if I get really on there and like let it rip, it's like I'm taking away from the podcast. I'm taking away from lyrical content when I write a song, or I'm taking away from a piece in the vlog that I want to put in the vlog, and I'm putting it into words on Facebook that's just going to get muddled down with other posts. When I take it to my platforms,
pick and choose. When
I take it to my platforms, it's immortalized, and I can review back and see how much I've grown, and I can show up, and people can refer back to how I feel.
And the maturation of who you are.
Yeah, that's true.
And was in the past.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I got to have people. Because you know how bad I am about losing shit. And once I lose something, I don't usually find it afterwards. Like, there's no oh my God, Dustin. Thank goodness you're good at finding shit. Nope. When it's lost, it's lost. It's like...
It's gone.
Yeah, bro.
It's gone, son.
It's like the
It's gone.
it's like the fucking Power Rangers after the original ones. Like, I mean, Ninja Force is cool, but no one really remembers where it was and how it happened. Oh goodness.
True.
Speaking of 90s pop culture, I've been recently watching what was it? That new Netflix show,
High score.
High Score.
Yeah.
Like,
It's good.
I was like watching that show, realizing like when those game consoles originally came out, and I was playing like Super Nintendo, like it originally came out in like 94, and I was playing it in like 98. Like, I got a place, like it was like...
You were a late 80s baby, so you were barely...
Oh, yeah, I mean, I was 90 and you were 88. Yeah. And it was basically...
Oh, you were 90?
Yeah, I was 90. I was February 90, though. So I was basically like the middle
You're
kid.
an honorary 80s.
Yeah, I might as well have been like born in
Honorary 80s child.
Especially like all the movies I grew up on. Like literally like when I was 7, I wanted to be John Travolta from Grease.
Really?
Like, go Grease lightning, go on the hip ride
What was his name in that movie?
Oh my goodness.
It's like Johnny or Donnie.
No, it was Danny Zuko. Danny Zuko. And then her name was Sandy. Sandy? I only remember because when
he said it so weird.
Yeah, he first saw her when they met at high school. Sandy? Oh, Denny.
John Travolta has played so many crazy...
Dude, I mean...
So was Olivia Newton-John too, man.
I mean, yeah, but like you thought when you watched that movie, she was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like that movie was like I was 7, like I wanted to be Danny Zuko.
Yeah. And at that point that movie was almost 20 years old.
20, yeah, I would think it came out in like 77, something like that, 76.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 24 years old at that point.
No, it was 14. 14 years.
14 plus 7.
No.
I was 7 when I first...
Why are you so argumentative with me tonight?
I wasn't trying to... Okay, yeah, 14 years later. Yeah, for sure. From 76. But anyway, yeah.
76 to 86 is 10. And then... Okay, so 16 years. Almost 20.
So you brought up a good point. Like, John Travolta has, like... He's made it through so many different, like, generations. He made himself relevant, right?
Yeah.
Like, he people forget he was on Saturday Night Fever in the 70s, right? And then it was Grease.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Dude, she has got a great rack.
Are you like Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh, man. She's so natural. She's so naturally beautiful.
Would you save her from Michael?
Look, at this point, I don't think I would be in her playing in that movie. I don't know. I'd be like that, like attracted to her because like she's just so stupid. Like you are outside, okay? Yeah. This dude is moving like at half a mile an hour. You're gonna run into a house and run upstairs and
probably has a gun
and walk into a closet that has holes in it. So yeah. Man, you just kind of deserve to die.
I ain't feeling sorry for you.
Where are you going? What is your game plan? Like, you literally just walked past 3 people who were dead. I'm going upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs. No. A one-way in, one-way out.
Every time I ran from my mother... Oh, God, we're going on this subject. Every time when I was growing up, okay? When I ran from my mother, the objective was to get outside. Like, my mother literally pulled a Shining on me. Like, literally stabbed through her door.
To get to you.
To get to me, okay? I couldn't go in my room because she had already broken my door at another point, okay?
So your mom broke through her door to get to you. Why was it locked?
I locked it. I ran in there because there was nowhere else for me to run. And the only reason I ended up being a little athletic was all those times dodging couches and like candles and like frying pans and knives. I'm telling you, no exaggeration. My mother is amazing. And her new husband, as of 11 years now, Carter, is amazing. He saved her life. Carter. Yeah. And she is an amazing woman. But dude, awesome. Like her stepkids have no idea. Like
used to be real punk rock in your house.
Man, it wasn't punk rock. I'm talking like Wes. What what's his name? Wes. the creator of Scream and like all those 80s slashers.
Scream was in the 90s.
Okay, Scream, and then all the 80s ones he came out with, like Freddy Krueger. Wes Craven.
Wes Craven.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like literally my house was like that. And like, don't get me wrong, a lot of it was I brought it upon myself.
That's great.
But it didn't make it any less worse.
Yeah, you were a problem child, though.
It was
a little bit.
because you didn't have any doing in that.
Well, also, I have to preface this. I said I touched on it earlier. I've known Dustin. I'm 32 now. He's 30. We've known each other since we were 4 and 5. Or 4 and 6. So. Or maybe 5 and 7.
Literally the first memory, one of the first memories, like 1 out of 3 memories I ever have, is literally us blowing up balloons and running through the hallways and popping them at. I'm 4. You're about to turn 6.
Was it Dinkadoos or was it CDC?
It was CDC, the Baptist church. Yeah, CDC.
That's where we met Chase.
Chase was there too, dude.
And Jamie Ritchie.
Man, like there was yes. Like,
Dwayne
oh my
Brzee.
goodness, dude. Oh, Dwayne.
Joey Moxley.
Yes.
The Moxley brothers went there.
Like, dude, that's when we discovered like other churches and other like pre-Ks had Legos. Nigga, we had Lincoln Logs. Excuse my language.
Yeah, I'll have to cut that out. You can't say it. That's like that's okay.
Look,
cut it.
other churches had Legos. We had Lincoln Logs. Remember Lincoln Logs?
We did.
And then we'd go across the street to the playground that was already should have been like,
tore down.
It still stayed up like 15, 20 years
They
later.
just now tore it down recently too.
Like literally just now.
I feel like our tape game though was good at school. Like we had a lot of good tape, like movies to watch.
Oh gosh, yes.
That's what we had. Like I feel like
We had
there
like
was always
Never Ending
something good.
Story.
Dude,
Like,
we had a VHS tape of all the Smash Mouth music videos that was in rotation.
Lord.
there.
like where did that come from?
Who brought that into a church? And
It's not Creed.
Yeah.
Like we're not talking about Creed.
Should have been dead on us on
E-I-O-U, and sometimes way. Dude, pre-K.
Shut up, Ted.
It's crazy. Like that was literally that is us. Like because like I lived on Fort Morgan back then,
Whoa.
but it was still a neighborhood. Like
I lived on Clubhouse.
well, yeah, and then
It wasn't too far from you.
no, but we both like grew up like it was. A description of Gulf Shores, if he hasn't given you a good enough one already through 100 vlogs and 32 podcasts, it's a beach Mayberry. Like you literally like you could ride your bike anywhere.
Yeah.
And like, do you remember before the Bodenhammer Center was even there?
I was trying to explain that to Jessica and Rowan the other day when we were
Where
there.
the museum is now.
Dude.
It used to be 2 pool tables and a foosball table and a ping pong table. And like, if you got to understand, like that was big for us when Bodenhammer Center came about.
Do you remember that park that was there? All those trees and like what it looked like before the skate park, the kids park. Because the Bodenhammer Center was first.
Yeah,
then the tennis courts.
You know what I always remember from that was
was the baseball fields already there, and then the
we always had the baseball fields. I feel like growing up, like we always had those.
Because you helped build the kids park with all the
yeah.
Everybody showed up that day.
Dude, I was on the I was on a newspaper, bro.
You got the handprint too.
Yeah, we all did.
Handprint, yeah.
I think we found them on multiple occasions. We found them, and that was a big deal.
They're still there, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like
Eric McCoy's memorial is still out there.
like I bring up like Beach Mayberry, like Gulf Shores is that because like not much has changed. Like at the center of the city, like your perspective changes, and like there has definitely been some add-ons down by the beach and like some. God, remember the Hangout?
when
before
it was
the
Fat
Hangout?
Tuesdays.
Yeah, Fat Tuesdays, and then the Hangout was almost like underground, and it was like just a little arcade.
Yeah, because you're right. Because Fat Tuesdays was up top, and then it was like shops beneath it, and
then you had
arcade was
Barefoot
one.
Bar, and then you had that Outlooker maybe beside that.
I don't remember.
It was Chris Stewart's dad owned it.
Zach Stewart's dad?
No, Chris
Chris and
Stewart.
Zach Stewart?
No, Chris isn't.
What's Zach Stewart's younger?
Brandon.
What's Zach Stewart's younger brother's name?
Brandon
Brandon Stewart?
Stewart, and then Tripp.
So who are you talking about?
Chris Stewart, who I graduated with, his dad
doesn't have
owned the Outlooker beside Barefoot Bar way back
Give
then.
myself chills. He doesn't have brothers or anything?
I think he did have an older brother, but I don't think it was. I think he actually graduated with you. I don't remember his name though.
His name was Zach.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I went to church with him. He was best friends with Evan Stringfellow and Alex Webb.
You just accidentally made a note from Lowrider. Low. Yes.
Don't.
See, that's how I was getting off track, but that was an amazing moment. But yeah, no, dude. And then like after that, we were on like baseball teams against each other and stuff over the years, like from like 5 to 10, and then it was just like, it was so crazy how it came full circle, because you had mentored like the friends I became friends with because you lived in the neighborhood. You were like you were the king of the bus. You know what I'm saying? You were king of the
Was
bus.
that?
At one point, I feel like you were the king of the like y'all's bus, like y'all's school bus, right? Were you sitting at the end of the bus?
No, I got
the back.
I got the small seat.
At the back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the king of the bus. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you had the small seat in the back of the bus,
Cool.
I didn't earn that until after everyone else my age was driving.
Well, that's something that did help my driving situation, because by the time I had already known Miss McKenzie, Miss Jolie, pretty well, and her daughter and son pretty well. But when we moved on their street, and then I became best friends with Ryan when Ray left,
Yeah.
it was kind of like the parents, like I was the driver. I went from small seat kid in the back to like, I guess like cool kid on the bus to like the cool driver kid.
You were the mentor, bro. Because we've talked about this, man. Going through, like, you taught me how to make a CD catalog, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't take that for granted. Like
gotta have that music, man.
I'm pretty sure the first, like, we were just like the movie Johnny Cash with Joaquin Phoenix just came out.
Walk the Line.
And you told me, you were the one. I was in your room, and you told me about how Joaquin Phoenix sang those songs himself. Yeah. And that just drew so much attention to me. Like, because like I love music, but it's just like sports, man. Unless it's like a different story about it, like it's not gonna impress me that much. Like Cuddy, like I love him because he's different. Yeah. Mac, love him because he's different. Yeah. Like I love my movies just the same. Like, dude, like I'm like Quentin Tarantino, like the fucking like the Farley brothers. Like it's got to be different. Like I find appreciation in like everything. I feel like, especially like multimedia, like music and movies and stuff, and even TV shows recently. Because like you're not gonna catch me watching a TV show while it's on TV because I don't have the time. Like I gotta
keep up with it.
Yeah.
I think that's how most people are nowadays.
Yeah. Now these days, like, because I didn't watch Parks and Rec when it came out.
Me either.
Originally, I didn't watch Office when it originally came out.
Also a favorite show.
I didn't watch Community when it originally came out. And there was a couple other shows, but yeah, like I just recently binge watched all those shows, and it's like, what was I doing in the late 2000s? But I was, dude. Like we talked about
tour.
This.
I didn't even own a TV.
Yes, you went to Montgomery.
I didn't even have a phone that didn't flip.
He didn't even say bye to anyone. But,
well, because I got sent to military school. Remember? Mm-hmm. And then when I left military school, I had an option at the interstate. Literally, as I was driving, I was like,
I think I saw you like twice, and then when you came back with Jess for the first time.
You saw me every time I came down and visited, because remember we would hang out at Robbie's in Spartman's apartment.
Yeah, but I thought you were living down here still at that point. God, that night weren't you with us?
What? When?
It was me, you, and Jake when we stuck in my mom's house, back into the house.
Yeah.
Like you were at the party you invited me and Jake to.
And then I walked.
And then you were like, "Yeah, come on."
Yeah, I walked home.
I was like, "Come on, dude, you just come stay with me."
Yeah, and we left my car there. Why didn't we drive? Were we drunk? Why did we walk?
We were 19 and 17. We were drunk as fuck. Sarah Ann was over there.
Me and Sarah Ann were hanging out hard.
Yeah, and then like some other Coleman was there.
Spartman and Robbie.
Spartman and
the
Robbie.
Sheehan brothers were there.
Yeah.
No. Is it Sheehan? No. Aaron Sheehan's another person. Aaron.
No, Aaron Sheehan's younger than us.
Yeah. What's Aaron and his younger brother? God damn it, he's so sweet.
I don't remember them. I just remember
He's
all
tall
of us.
with glasses, and he's got a younger brother in your age. The older brother's name is Aaron. He's a cook at Mikey's. Damn it, he's a sweet guy. Sorry, Aaron, I don't remember your last name.
Once again, we all are so bad about spiraling. But no, like seriously, like it was just so crazy, like how fast we grew up, man. Like, and like the different friends like we were and like had in between, and then it came first full circle.
Yeah.
Like over the past 11 years, like me and like Jack was good friends with Chris when he first came back.
Isn't that weird
And
how
then-
that all connected?
But it was really Zach I met him through. And then,
Who, Chris?
yeah. Because it was Zach and then like Casey Kettleson and then it
I
was
don't know who that
all
was.
of us. And then you'd met him. And then Coleman might have known him or something. It was
No,
just-
well, I didn't know this until recently, but apparently Coleman knew him before I knew him. From school.
he never went to school with us. Unless it was back in in elementary.
Chris went to Gulf Shores for
He went to 5th grade. That meant
then how would
Coleman
Chris-
was in 7th grade. He was
Then
my
how-
grade.
How would Coleman would have known Chris? Anyway, Coleman told me that they had known each other previous to me and Chris getting close.
Oh yeah. I mean, like that's just like me and Chris too. But at the same time, like it didn't matter because like we all like filled in the colors of his life. I feel like it wasn't like the fact that like who knew each other first, like because technically Jack did, but that's because he knew him from 5th grade. They were in the same grade.
Are you sure that Chris didn't go to school at the high school?
He went to, when he was 17. He got kicked out his junior year.
Yeah, because that's how he met Danae.
Yeah,
I think that's how he met Coleman.
it was because it was.
Coleman was a grade ahead of him.
I met him when he was 17.
Coleman was a
And
grade
he was
ahead.
still living with his grandpa.
Because Coleman was in your grade.
My grade, yeah. But I should have been a grade ahead. But
By the way, for people who don't know Coleman, you'll see him on the podcast soon. I'm trying to get him on here.
yeah,
But he was in last week's vlog. Short guy with a beard. Known him.
we have matching tattoos.
Yeah, I can't show you. I was going to show mine, but my sleeve won't go up that far. You can show the camera if you want.
I don't know if you're.
I got a tattoo of our buddy Chris who passed away a few
his
months ago.
Organic remains, and
I spoke about him on last week's podcast with Dax.
it's just so crazy. Like you say it all the time, and we've both said this like different times. Like I wish I didn't have it.
Yeah, wish didn't have to get it.
Like we both said that at a different time. Like he had said,
It's cool tattoo and all, but
I'd rather him be here.
Coleman and I disagreed on something the other day when he was leaving. He was getting on his motorcycle. I was telling him. I said it's so weird. I'm so stoked on this tattoo right now, but I feel like I shouldn't be. I feel like I shouldn't have to have gotten it. And he's like, yeah. And I said, it's so funny. I kind of feel like Chris. I just want to show Chris what I got. You know, like I want to show him the tattoo.
But you gotta hope that he sees it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure wherever he's at, he sees it. He knows that he sees what we did. He knows what we did. He's wherever, however heaven or however the afterlife is. There's like I feel like you have some sort of, my personal view on that. I feel like you have some sort of touch with what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. But I was like, we should have gotten it before. And he's like, Coleman said, he's like, but why? He's like, would you have gotten it anyway? I said, well, maybe. I said, if, there was a lot of times where I feel like, and I'm going to speak completely freely here.
Right.
But I feel like I have a lot to do with the fact with how far Organic Remains went.
Right. Just like I was there for the beginning of it, you were there to push him along because you were getting into your DJing.
Because
at the time
you said no. Even before that, when we were in a band together, he and I remember.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. But you said that you were there when he started the Facebook or the MySpace page.
Nope. When he created the logo at the Gulf Shores
logo.
Library,
Yeah.
we went up there, and I just moved in with him.
At the apartment.
Just getting out of Teen Challenge when I was 24. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, like when I moved out, he moved me in. Like, remember that flood? There was a bad freeze, and then a month later there was a bad flood.
That
flooded out. No, before that. Yeah, when she with her dad, before I even met her.
When Jessica raised all that money.
Exactly. Before I knew them. Before I knew her.
Yeah, Matt Prentice took me out there to help.
You know, I met her at your 24th birthday?
At the surprise party?
26th birthday?
At Chris's house?
Yeah. That's the first time I ever saw her.
Really?
Yeah. And then I left because even Turner came over. There was a whole bunch of random people who came over that night.
DKC people.
And then it was DKC people. And then I came back later in the night, and Serenity was one of the 3 people who was still there. And we connected. And then a week later is when I saw her at the Flying Harpoon. Mm-hmm. And downstairs, when that bench, it was me and her sitting on the
bench that was right there by the water.
Side.
I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
I missed that bench.
Yeah.
Bench, come back. If you're in the water, come back.
It was just so crazy because, like, that will forever be one of the, like, it didn't work out, but one of the best moments of my life because I knew. Like, we had only had one conversation before. I met her at one point before that. And then I knew right then. I was like, hey, I'm about to go upstairs and ask your father if I can date you. And I did. Went upstairs. Had met Shannon like 3 times. Maybe like 1 or 2 more times than I had Serenity. Yeah. Went upstairs like, hey, I like your daughter. And he just...
Like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, we never got along. It didn't work out, for sure. But it was just like that moment in time was like... I will always remember that. Like...
Yeah.
And it just... I don't know, it just goes back to the fact, like you can't take for granted the moments you have, even if it doesn't work out the best way.
Yeah.
You just gotta,
but that was a good point, though. Like, I remember looking on Facebook, and I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that they knew each other. Like, I mean, it was so crazy. But I feel like, and as, you know, I feel like you taught her a lot too, because, you know, like, I don't have any bad blood against her anymore. Of course not. I used to, but I hope her well.
For sure.
But I feel like that was like you needed to go through that, because what if you would have kept living life at the pace that you were before that?
I wasn't. I was at my best person who I was when I met her.
Oh,
right
really?
Now is when I need to slow down. Like post really? Brittany. Yeah. Okay.
I guess it's more of a
I
mental
just got.
game.
Remember, I just gotten out of Teen Challenge.
Well, I'm not even counting the last one. So because that was.
Oh yeah, her. Yeah, you're right.
Because that'll be short lived.
Touche.
You'll be over that a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah, I already am. And you were a big part of that. But you're right. That's irrelevant. But yeah, with Serenity was like, and like luckily you had brought.
I was trying not to say her name.
Dibble. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you probably have
for privacy reasons.
A printed out prayer of hers in every house you're in. The Serenity prayer.
Oh,
you know how many houses I've had to go in and
I don't
like
have a drinking problem, so
like every time, like the past that I like
is the AA meeting prayer.
Don't even remember her. And like, oh, if you have the Serenity prayer in your household, oh, yep, yeah, nope.
You never noticed it until y'all broke up.
Oh, for sure. It's like I didn't notice like how many 2004 40th anniversary Mustangs were on the road until I'm now driving one. It's like, damn, I have the shittiest one on the road. It's not figuratively.
Damn, I have the shittiest one on the road.
I'm proud that it's still running.
Yeah.
But dude,
have you bothered to wash it since you bought it?
Well, I would, unless besides the fact I just ripped off half the top of the door, remember? To try to get in it. Because I locked the keys in it. And you asked about the
Why
case
didn't you just pay the $70 to have a locksmith? Is your door leak?
When the hell do I have $70 to spare?
Dude, you can borrow it. You have it. You just don't always have it. Like, anyway, like I was saying.
What were we talking about? We do it all the time, all subject.
If you wash your car more and you vacuum it out, it will. You see how nice my car is. I always have it vacuumed out, always have it cleaned. I know mine's newer than yours, so it's a little different. But if it wasn't, if I drove that Mustang, it would still be in the same condition that my new car is.
I will say that I did check the fluids in it today.
Well, that should be something you should do once every 30 days.
Okay, I'm just saying, I do pay attention to her. But anyway, yeah.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about, I don't know, what we were talking about before girls.
I don't know.
Like exes.
I think we were segueing towards music, but I don't think we quite got
I think
to the segue.
it was still like off us talking about us growing up together, and then
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was
we
growing up-
separated
growing
and then
up
come back together, and how we knew everyone in our lives were like
no, because we
mutual
partied.
friends
We were talking
before.
about sneaking into your mom's house with Jake.
and she
and
beat
then-
my ass when she came in the room at
And
3
then-
o'clock in the morning.
I do remember that. And then, but that was when I was 19. There was a few years, like from like 20 to 24. I only visited here to come see my mom and take Jessica to the beach. And then when I moved back, I would visit probably 4 or 5 times a year.
When you
I
moved
lived in
back is when
Montgomery.
we were then inseparable.
Well, true, but before I left, you were hanging out a little bit. It was just when our groups would mix.
Yeah.
But also, when I would come down and visit when I was off tour and when I was living in Montgomery, I would come and visit whenever I had an extra $100.
That's what I was saying. Like,
And I would always go straight to Ryan's house.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and
even go to my parents' house. I'd go straight to Ryan's.
That's where our conversation was. Because when the first time you brought Jess down, she still had
at Ryan's?
blonde hair, and we were in his
And we hadn't
his
even
hot
done it
tub
for a while then,
his
right?
hot tub.
Yeah, on the porch.
Yeah.
Does he still have that?
Huh?
Does he still have that?
Yeah, but I don't think it's been open in like 8 years. It might as well be like a new character on Stranger Things at this point. Like it's a new
Jesus.
portal.
It's like a new. It's like
Yeah,
the
dude.
newest,
I wouldn't open that.
It's like newest character season
Yeah,
9 on Aqua Teen.
it's like it's like Hot Tub Time Machine 3.
Pour some Red Bull on it.
Oh
great.
goodness, that's great.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
yeah, it's just that's where our this conversation was originating, is how
Hey, so as like a big football fan, how do you feel about like crowdless games this year?
it's a catch-22, man, because we've all been in this
I pride
situation.
myself as an audiophile and a movie file. Dustin is like a huge football buff.
Yeah, I will put myself in that category as like the biggest football buff.
But he's not ignorant about it. Like he's like very well educated.
Yeah,
like he
it's
knows
like-
statistics and shit.
Seriously, I don't know how it happened. It was a little mix of like my uncle introducing me to football when I was like 6 or 7.
Oh.
And then the rebellious little shit I am. My whole family is Alabama fans. Well, the first game I ever watched was Rudy Johnson, late 90s.
Taking it back.
Yeah, and for Auburn running back, and then Steven Jackson. And then it was
Those
just
are
like,
names I haven't heard
Yeah.
in forever, dude.
and then all of a sudden it was like watching like Caddy and Ronnie Brown. Like,
I saw them play at my fucking first Senior Bowl.
dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
When will you ever see, look, just
With Jay Barker from Alabama on the same field.
first Senior Bowl I ever went to was actually the year after that.
96? 97?
No. It was, they were 05, 04.
Oh, okay.
They
My
were
first
04.
one was 95.
Yeah, they were 05 Senior Bowl, but they were a graduating class of 2004. You know what I'm saying? Like your 2004 season ends in 05.
Yeah, so you played the
Yeah.
following year. Yeah, no, that was earlier than that, D. Are you sure it wasn't?
No,
2000?
Caddy and Ronnie were both seniors at the same time. There was actually a third NFL running back who ended up being more successful than both of them. Brennan Jacobs actually transferred from the team because he saw how successful Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams were, and he literally
Cadillac
transferred.
Williams, bro.
Caddy
I haven't
and
heard
Ronnie.
that fucking name in
Yes,
forever,
dude.
dude. How ironic. Look at that. Look what's on TV right now. Get out of here. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah,
And
just
it-
take-
Oh, sorry, I forgot. That wasn't that bad, though, was it?
It's fine.
It's fine. Oh, step.
Anyway,
Broken elbow.
no, but and then like,
That's big.
thank God. And then like it was like I fell in love with football in like the late 90s through my uncle, and then like watching Auburn football, and then like the Titans. I don't know if y'all like if you know anything
was a
about
new
like,
team then.
NFL. Yeah, they were the first year they were the Tennessee Titans. Steve McNair took the Titans to the Super Bowl and lost by a half yard.
Oh.
One of the biggest moments in
But
Super Bowl
first year they were
history.
a team?
Yeah. Okay. So they were the Oilers until '96. Then for 2 years they played in Memphis, and then they were Memphis Titans, or they went through a couple like transfer names, but they ended up being the Tennessee Titans in the first year.
I remember the Oilers.
They were the Titans. They went to the Super Bowl. And actually, if you don't believe me, there is actually a scene on Castaway where when Tom Hanks comes back from being reclused.
In the airport.
No, when he comes back home, he mentions the Titans making it to the Super Bowl their first year as the Titans.
Get the fuck
I swear to God, we can look it up right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Tom Hanks, dude.
God, I don't know what to think anymore at this point. Like,
Oh yeah, because of that.
I mean,
You focusing on that?
Huh?
I haven't really heard much about.
I mean, I know he conveniently became a citizen of Greece and hasn't
Right
been back
after
to America.
right after that.
Look, I'm not a Trump fan or a Biden fan. I just picked the meat off the bones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look between the lines.
But I'm saying the whole pedophilia thing that he got pinned for.
I'm just saying he didn't go to Epstein
was
Island
no-
once. It wasn't one time.
I know, not once though.
Twice.
Like that's what I'm.
Lord, like you go to like once, like you go to Neverland in the 80s to Michael Jackson's little thing once. You go once.
I just don't want to believe
you
it,
go
dude.
once, and then
I
you're
have
like,
a Funko. I have 2 different Funko Pop dolls upstairs of Tom Hanks.
Look, think about the name.
He's in my-
Think about the name and the character he played.
He's also
Think about that.
in my favorite movie ever, The Money Pit, bruh.
Have you ever thought about that though?
There's no correlation. Come on.
No, there's probably not. He's just a big child.
Yo, I like how you tried to argue with Mac with me, and there's not only Mac records over there, but there's Mac paintings.
I
and have
did.
a Mac
I did
tattoo.
argue Mac with him. Donald Trump is a mixtape. It's not a single.
It's a single, man.
Okay, we can look it up. We can give it. Like, we can show them or tell them.
That wasn't the argument that I was worried about because that was
That was the original argument that he knew.
But
of,
that's
right
an
now.
argument that I hope I'm wrong about because if there's more music out there that I haven't heard, then fuck yeah. But what I know I'm not wrong about was the order of the records and then the circle swimming debacle.
Donald Trump was before.
Clearly, way before all that. But I'm saying, but Donald Trump came out before the record where he's... God damn it.
Blue Side Park.
No, Blue Side Park and then...
Macadelic.
Right. And then Donald
Trump was before both of them.
No. You're no. It was... See, it's what the argument. This is where the argument was.
Donald Trump came before.
It was Easy Mac. It was Kids.
Donald Trump.
And then it was Blue Side Park. And then Donald Trump.
Donald
and
Trump
then
was
the Red
before.
Record. And then Good AM, Divine Feminine, Swimming, and then Circles. And then in between that, he released Frames. Or Frames, I think. That mixtape.
I mean, we can settle this right now. I'm just saying. On air. I'm just saying. Or no. It's fine.
We're going to settle it.
Okay, let's do it. Donald Trump came out before his first studio album.
Yeah, we're settling it.
All right, cool. He did prove me wrong earlier. I thought Circles came out before Swimming. I guess it didn't, but
Mike doesn't even know that Circles is out.
he'll find out.
Well, I mean, he knows it's out, like in some sort of realm, but he didn't release it.
I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
It was what was left over from Swimming, and then the producers came in with Thundercat. Guy who played bass on his Tiny Desk session, and they kind of produced. They continued to produce that record. All right, so
Excuse me.
down. Okay,
Hey, is that unopened right there?
you can have it. There's one left in there, I believe. Okay, faces, not what did I say? Frames. It's faces.
Yeah, you said frames, but it's faces. Yeah.
Watching movies with the sound off. That's the name of that record. I said something about breakfast. Okay, cool. I'm glad they're throwing the singles in here too.
Anyway, so
Hang on a minute. Donald Trump's not even mentioned. Okay, so which is a shame. In the order of release of records and mixtapes, it goes Mac and Ain't Easy to
High Time or
Kids. And then it goes to The Best Day Ever single.
Best Day.
And that's what was on Blue Side
Donald
Park.
Trump.
And then after Blue Side Park, watch movies with the sound off. Then Macadelic. Then Faces.
Mm-hmm. It's not mentioning stuff. It's not mentioning mixtapes.
And it is because Faces is a mixtape.
All right.
And so is Macadelic.
Yeah, but
Those are both mixtapes.
it didn't mention
Donald Trump at all.
Easy Mac.
Yes, it did. Yeah, Mac and Ain't Easy. Easy Mac.
No, Mac and Easy, and then it was...
Then Kids. I'm looking at it right here. Dude, Mac and Ain't Easy, Kids, Blue Side Park, then watching movies, Faces, Good AM, Divine Feminine, Swimming in Circles.
Well...
That's also, I forget, Macadelic is before watching movies with the sound off. I guess it's because I just don't listen to Macadelic that much. And then he put out a record called You in 2012 that wasn't,
Random.
it said EP. Yes.
How is it not mentioning...
Also, do you know that I know for sure which day he passed away and shit? It's this month, actually. Because Swimming came out August 3rd, 2018, and September 26th he passed away. Or 28th. Yeah, but I remember that Jessica sent me a text. I was in the shower.
Well, I remember being at your house, and you had told me, like, yeah, dude, I'm a huge Mac fan. And, like...
Well, that record came out, and I was bumping it really hard for 2 weeks.
You got it... Didn't you get the vinyl?
I got...
Circles.
I got the Circles record. I don't have the Swimming. Swimming came out before Circles.
Like 2009, dude. Like it only mentioned like it was about 2009, but he only referenced to 2009 like once. But that's when I fell in love with Mac Miller. Well, it was 2009 because it was Kids, and then the High Life, Miller. It was like it had something to do with like Miller like High Life.
Okay, here we go. There's a mix. There's a mix.
Miller time.
Too.
High Life.
But my Mac ain't easy. That's when he went by Easy
and
Mac.
Then
he didn't go by Mac Miller then too. That came out 2007.
Yeah.
And then
I forgot about that one. I won't admit. I will admit. But then after that,
we were talking about Easy Mac. That was the one that we were talking about.
Mac and Ain't Easy.
Yes, that was the Easy Mac record that came before Kids that we were referencing earlier. Oh, the High Life.
High Life, yeah. That's a different one.
Yep, that was a mixtape. Oh, they're saying here that Kids was a mixtape, but I don't. It was released. It was released on my grandma's birthday.
Yeah, I mean it was, but it was his coming out party. They were all mixtapes. That's why I said the first studio album he had was Blue Side Park.
They're not in order here.
Chronological.
What the records are though, which is
weird. Was Donald Trump?
See, Faces is a mixtape. I knew it. It says nothing. All right, singles. Nikes on my feet, Kool-Aid and frozen pizza, knock knock, of course, senior skip day. Donald fucking Trump.
It still came out before Blue Side Park.
No, it came out after 2011. Yeah.
Let me see.
It says right there. Donald Trump, 2011.
Man, they're even Wikipedia letting anyone put information on there now.
Well, this is the second piece of information I got. The one I was reading from earlier was on Google. Fine. I'm just saying.
Shit.
Anyway, we love Mac, dude.
Yeah. Mac was. I love the beginning of Mac, and like it's crazy because like he fell in love with him.
Dude, almost overnight. Like just overnight, I heard that record. Like he released that self-care video.
Yeah.
Where he's like where he blows up and he's like that slow motion thing or whatever. And he's like, that's where I got the Memento Mori idea with the 2009 ideas because that's what he's carving in there.
It is crazy. Like it's awesome.
And then he died right after that. And you know what Memento Mori means?
What?
You know what Memento Mori means? The thing that he was...
A memento is remembering someone?
Right? No, Memento Mori means remember that you're going to die. And like weeks after he
dude. And swimming's was such a warning. Like,
right?
all his videos is like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't the easy, fun-loving.
Oh no, you're talking about all the videos off Circles. He only shot one video for swimming.
Whichever it was, I remember the videos he shot, like about him in the coffin.
That was self-care. That was from swimming.
And then I'm pretty sure I had one for 2009, which was like, this is description, like it's not 2009 no more. Like that's when I fell in love with him, and it's crazy that he descripted that song.
Yeah, I think there's like some studio, they put together a video of like studio when he was in the studio. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, 2009 was like one of those songs that really rang out to me, spoke to me like centrifugally, because in 2009, not to go too deep off on this, but in 2009 is like the first time that I ever
moved off.
No, I moved off in 2006.
Oh.
It was like when I really like had my ass kicked emotionally. Like I got my heart broken, kicked out of a house, changed social circles. Facebook had just become a big thing.
Yep.
Touchscreen phones. But I just remember like it was kind of like the day that I got my heart. The day that I got my heart broken is like the day that I started to notice the world and its like navigational maneuvers that it was going through. And like I was like kind of ripped up between all that. Maybe it's because I just had my heart broken that bad.
Well, you also notice everything that's going on.
So that was also the first time I ever smoked weed. And so like my mind kind of got cracked open a little bit, and like I started to step out of my own personal comfort zone that I had stuck so close to for so many years.
Comfort zone.
You know, kind of like it did that whole I'm going to experience new things sort of thing.
Right.
And so like to hear when that song came out, it was 2018. So it was 9 years later, almost a full decade. I have 2 kids, been married, been on one last tour, put out a record, started DJing, laid down the guitar, like started a podcast, started a vlog, like moved off the island, started to do things that I'd never used to do, like fish, sleep more, go to bed, like just create. And then to hear the references that he's making in that song, even 5 years younger than me, it's just like rings so loud. So that's why I felt like I needed to get it tattooed.
Right. No,
and not only that, but the music, the composition behind the lyrics are just fucking so minimal and just perfect
and unique. Like it's not nobody else. Like we were talking about earlier. Like we love artists that aren't like anyone else. And like, dude, like I'm telling you, like it's not a 2009 for me was the year I graduated. It was the year I moved out.
Wait, you were 2 years younger than me? I thought
it was.
It's cool. I thought you were just 1.
But I was supposed to be 08. Remember? And I got held back a year in 5th grade because my mom didn't want me to go into health class, like it was going to help anything.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like 5th grade, I went to Gulf Shores Elementary up till 4th grade, and then 5th grade, mom kept me out of 5th grade because she didn't want me in health class, and I literally got homeschooled that year. And all I did was take Pokemon Game Boy 101 all year. That's all I did.
So she didn't want you in health class for like penis and vagina reasons?
Yeah, she didn't think I should be exposed to that.
Little did she know, Zach had already told you about all that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I went to like we were talking about Chase earlier. Chase went to private school with me for the year after that year. Like that year after I took homeschool with my mom, then next year I took private school at Victory Christian on County Road 12 with Chase. He was the other person in the school with me from Gulf Shores.
That's cool, though. Yeah, because Chase disappeared after a few years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, he went to Robertsdale.
Is that what he did?
He ended up going to Robertsdale.
Yeah, no. Shout out Chase, man. Sorry for being a dick to you last time I spoke to you. And also, Joe Bowden. Sorry for being a dick to you too, man. shout out to you guys. I hope your lives are long and prosperous, and
So I think you
do
brought up
well.
another
I'm
subject
sorry
earlier.
that y'all both caught me in a shitty day, and I hope you both well. And I take back what I said. That's
we
my
got
bad.
off the subject about football that Tyler was asking me about earlier.
Yeah, apologies. Sorry.
And I shouldn't have went off on how I fell in love with football.
That's what I'm saying, though.
That's my fault.
Before this fucking podcast even got the engine got going on it, you kept asking me what we're going to talk about. This podcast, the only reason why I have literally specific people that I have invited is because I like the knick-knack, the tit for tat, the ping pong, and like we're not talking about
A specific
the
subject.
election. We're not talking about like wild dogs. We're not talking about fucking religious views or like which brand of dishwasher. We're literally talking about from like the people who make what's it like working for a company that makes carpet to fucking being a professional like we're just talking music and sport. We're talking book, anything, dude. Like
There's set.
It's
yeah.
called open format.
Amen.
We are
Amen.
riffing.
I'm sorry.
Oh no! I wasn't saying that, and like I was just saying it like in a
I just didn't want him
to the room.
Right.
Yeah,
Amen.
to the room.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, we got off on football, and I went off on why I fell in love with football, and I feel like that could be its own sub-subject.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this year, like, 2020 is a big, like, it's such a different thing. We do sound good, though.
Does. Let's do another, let's do another like 20. Let's do another like 15, 20.
Word.
Okay, anyway, yeah, so football. Yeah, you got into football in like 99 and like the Titans, and we were talking about.
Yeah, that's where, you asked me, why I am the connoisseur of football out of our group.
Balls of foot.
Yeah, I mean, it was, what I was saying earlier about, the Titans and like me being the black sheep of my family, being the one Auburn fan. And when you live in Alabama and your whole family's Alabama and you Auburn, it just doesn't like coincide. But yeah, I mean, it just like, and then through like video games and then like eventually it got to the point where I was like the know-it-all of all football. Like I can literally
You are the know-it-all.
I know more about like any team that someone wants to talk about. I know more about their team, whether it be NFL or college, more so than they do.
Get them.
Like, man, like once someone wants to talk shit about to me, excuse my language, about Alabama football, I'm like, yeah, man, War Eagle. But
Dude, we've been cussing this whole podcast, bro. Shit, fuck.
all right, well, I just wanted to make it better for a second.
Shit, fuck. Asshole titties. That's gonna be the first part of the podcast.
I'm just
asshole
glad, as of right now, that there is still football on.
Yeah, that's true.
And I actually got to watch a high school game.
Too, some baseball
Like,
too.
yeah.
Everything's kind of
It's coming back. Like it
one nipple at a time.
It really does suck. Like those kids from this past March for college basketball, like missing out on March Madness, man. That is, there's, oh my God. And then for them not to be able to come back for another year, that's outrageous.
Did you hear about them bitching about the Disney stadium that they were
the
playing?
bubble over the NBA?
Why were they acting like such dipshits about that? That was their one opportunity to get the ball back on the court.
Well, I mean, they did, and it ended up happening.
But do you remember, like, the Bucks, for instance? Like, they refused to take the fucking court.
Well, that wasn't over.
I know that wasn't, but that was
social.
just another additional thing. Like,
I mean, there's always going to be something, especially like right now in our society. It just like it's so disheartening that like
it seems like when you have
like
that much
sports
money
was
on the
always
line.
able to transcend everything. Like through the wars in the past,
brought people together. Yeah,
yeah,
kind of
like
music did.
everything,
Yeah.
like with all the turmoil going on in the world at any time in the past 80 years that the Olympics have become like renowned around the world, you were always able to have the Olympics. We always had sports. Like during the Cold War, Russia would still show up to the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jamaican bobsled team,
like
baby.
Germany still showed up to the like Olympics when like World War II was going on. Like all those like sports was still on the table. Like yeah, we were killing each other in another country, but here, welcome to the 1934 Olympics. Like it was just like sports transcends everything, and it's like for right now to be like the most, I don't know, controversial time, not only in our society and world, but also like it transcending and like crossing over into sports so much.
Do you think that the controversial moments in like sports primarily now, like baseball and football and things alike, are like more controversial because of the race battle that everyone's going through right now with their political indifference, or do you think it's more COVID driven?
No, God. Oh, it's definitely racial driven. There's a lot of things that haven't been said and have been swept under the carpet socially, and it's just like there's two sides to every story. Like I will agree that there had to be something said about the socially driven racism that's going on in our country. But it's also at the same time like doesn't make every cop you come in contact with bad. You know what I'm saying? Like there's two sides to every story, and there's like there's a happy median. The media drives this hatred that tries to drive a wedge between what makes us America. Like we are still America.
Have you noticed that the primary people who are, and I'm not speaking for every Alabama fan because I know a lot of really kind-hearted Alabama fans, but the more younger, aggressive ones that I've come in contact with, that are like a little bit just like younger, stronger, and aggressive, they typically are Trump supporters, and the racism that they carry almost stops when Alabama football starts. And the only reason why it starts is not because they don't like black people. And I'm talking about strictly white racism towards blacks.
Right. It's what they're told to say.
Well, it's not about that, but I think that like it's all because of one particular moment that these kids have had with a black person that's made them racist. Like they had one bad mix up in a parking lot or like in a grocery store. It
definitely has nothing to do with their great grandparents, like telling them.
Not even the slavery thing, but just like a matter of like, it just seems silly to me. Like I remember growing up in Montgomery up until 5.
It was never a thing. Like I loved everyone,
and like white people fucked with you the same amount as black people did. So I never, but it's because I was raised in a place where there was a lot of culture.
Right.
So that never was a thing. But I remember seeing, and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Frank. Maybe Frank.
Yeah. He was a big cultural.
Or maybe it was Blake. I don't remember.
No, it was more Frank.
I don't remember who it was, but I remember those were our two African American.
But
I wasn't close with Bernard though.
And then you had Donnie.
I knew Trisha, but I didn't know Bernard.
You had Donnie too.
Donnie was like he was like
he's mute. I mean,
he was really Donnie. Like our relationship was like for 2 summers, so it's like I knew Donnie well, but I didn't get to really know him. Right. Well, you know. But yeah, those are like our African American friends that we had growing up, and we grew up in a place.
It was never looked at like that.
We grew up in a place where there weren't a lot of black people. There were a lot of Mexican people, and there were a lot of Caucasian people. And if you like imported type people like Argentinians or Cubans and people that have, you know, relocated here or whatever, and that's just how we grew up. So, but Foley, where I live now, is very African American driven, and I'm digressing here. It's a different life out here, and I love it way more because it reminds me much more of Montgomery, and I love basically everything that has come out of black culture, music, style.
More real.
I love it all. Like it's
more real.
You know, it's not that it's more.
We're not sheltered.
It's not that it's more real or less real. I find it more aesthetically and ear pleasing. But also like a lot of country too. So it's like, you know, and also like primarily punk rock and reggae. So it's like reggae has been the big thing, like black culture on reggae. That is like where my anti-racism just doesn't exist, because reggae is my favorite. And I mean, I have dreadlocks, for God's sake. Like, you know, I have black hairstyle. But anyway, my point is that I think that a lot of this racism that to come back into sports, how we were talking about sports earlier, is that like I see a lot of like people from where we're from now, primarily like collegiate football fans that are younger and aggressive and strong and closed-minded and just ignorant and wild and right out of the house and just still kind of metaphorically rushing the gate of their youth.
Right.
They don't like a certain race because of one particular moment that they've experienced with them. And I think that has a lot to do with how like sports are going now, where you said, and this is all coming full circle, I promise I'm long-winded. Y'all know that. And you know that. But it's like you said it wasn't COVID driven. Your opinion on the matter was more racial driven. This is where it's coming together. Do you think, on topic of what I just said, you hearing my opinion, do you feel like sports could potentially be the thing that ended this type of bigotry garbage that you claim that
It has to be.
You know, like because you know, back in the day it was music. You know, right now sports and media is the largest marketed thing in the world right now. So it's like that could be the one thing that could potentially bring people back together.
It has to be. And I love that you brought like a circle around what I was trying to say earlier. Like, it's going to have to be sports. And that's why you said
mixed culture. First off, black and white, Mexican.
That's irrelevant. We're us. We're America. Like, we're fucking all humans.
All sorts of colors.
Trying to be happy and like just ELE.
Isn't there
everybody love everybody?
Isn't there's one albino soccer player and there's an albino MLB player? Like, there's literally like all rainbow color
that's what I was
spectrums
trying
of
to say.
people,
That's what I was trying to get around to earlier. Is
they'll be the
sports,
new eye candy of like how to act and how to be.
Sports transcends the political bullshit that we're going through. And for a while there, I thought that like our government was trying to get rid of sports, maybe through COVID, because it does transcend all the racial, disheartening like hatred.
It's like where you leave it in the car for that.
Yeah.
Those 4 hours, you leave it in the car.
Literally, it doesn't matter where you're at, what sports events you go to. It's no longer about black. Like, it's not black white. Like, I feel like it hasn't been for a long time since the past couple of years. It's been blown out of proportion, and I'm not downgrading the fact that like there is a lot of discrimination.
Yeah.
In our world right now, but it's always been there.
It's just kind of highlighted right now.
I just don't feel. Yeah, it's been highlighted, and I love that it's being highlighted.
Yeah.
And
do you feel that though? Because you were raised in a very Christian Republican house like I was.
Right.
That's how I felt. Like I remember at a certain point in my dad's not a racist, but I think there were certain things going on in Nickelodeon at the time where there were certain things that he would not like me to watch, but he was cool with me just buying my own CDs. Like he didn't know the music out from a hole in the ground, but he knew what he could see, but not what he could hear. It was kind of out of sight, out of mind. So, says the guy who showed me rock and roll. I'm not speaking ill of my father, by the way. I think that, like a lot of the bigotry, and again, my dad's not a bigot, because he was from Monroeville, where there was a lot of black people, a lot of Mexican people, a lot of country people.
Very cultured.
Yeah, it's the
mixing pot, a melting pot.
More than even here.
Foley is pretty big melting pot. So is Robert Still.
Well, that's true. Foley is, but I was kind of referring to the island.
Oh God, yeah. We that's what I was saying. We both said it. We are sheltered.
Yeah,
we were sheltered kids, but we were. You know what? We were never. I promise you, through all those years of us being literally raised in like probably like one of the like widest places
times. Yeah,
but we were never taught to hate. There's never one time I was taught to hate.
We weren't taught to hate, but there were things that were left on our scalps that were like.
Oh shit! Like what? How do I?
That was
do,
a little
how do I-
racy. It was
yeah.
racy.
How do I handle this situation? I'm scared right now
Yeah.
because we were never. Yeah, it just. But yeah, along with what you were going with, man, it's just. Oh god.
Oh, and Jennifer McCallie.
Yeah.
That was one of my black friends growing up. Shout out Jennifer McCallie. I talked to you on
But
the
we
phone
never-
the other day.
Yeah, we
Haven't
never
spoke
looked
to you
at
in
it like
15
black
years. I love
or
you. It's
white
good to talk to you.
friends, like as like little.
Yeah,
of
it wasn't like-
it wasn't like it was just people.
By the way, for the viewers who are just tuning in or who have skipped forward a little bit. Little baby Tata. We're angry. No one's angry.
Little baby Tata.
I was angry.
She could fuck.
No, that's one of my least favorite rappers to ever exist.
Least favorite rappers?
To ever exist.
Like we talking about like people that I guess everyone should know. That like
Okay.
you don't understand how they got famous.
No, he's talented. I just don't like his persona and his style and his choice of. I'm just not a big Kevin Gates fan.
I mean, Kevin Gates, man, is on.
Like, I don't like that. Like, that's the thing I don't like.
I know, I'm Kevin Gates, bro. I do it for love in the streets.
Yeah. But a brick still hits someone's head the same way.
Man, exactly the same way.
Yeah. So
Actually, a
that's
different
his
angle
whole thing.
'cause he is
just
only like
he's got
5'8".
this God complex thing, and I hate that.
I mean,
Like,
you gotta
it's like-
appreciate the confidence, though.
Well, it's like the Machine Gun Kelly thing. Like, I love it when Machine Gun Kelly gets that, like, dick and fart kind of, like, haha, we're joking with the camera, we're having a good time kind of thing. But, like, when he was going through that whole kill shot, back and forth thing with Eminem, that's like, okay, now I'm just over
What are you doing? Yeah, like
because he was a funny white rapper that liked punk rock, and now he just wrote a rock record that's really fucking good. But like that thing where everyone's making fun of his thing, that outfit that he wore the other day, that pink one. And he's like, really, guys, in 2020, y'all mad about some pink? Man, y'all fuck y'all, bro. Like, that's the type of MGK I like. But when he gets like that, like when he fucking went up to Adam 22 and slapped the microphone out of his hand, it was like, what are you doing, man? Don't do that, bro. You gotta kill him with class and kindness.
yeah, I mean, like what, dude? Who you trying to? You ain't got to
You're
prove
worth too
yourself
much
to
money.
nobody.
When's the last time you saw a celebrity fight someone that wasn't Logan fucking Paul? Like those YouTubers are the only people literally fist fighting their
Rivals.
None of those rappers, none of those people are really fist fighting anyone.
Oh,
Just shut the fuck up already.
yeah. I mean, you're not really gonna see Jeremiah fight Chris Brown. It's never gonna happen.
You're both worth way too much money.
What are
You're
we
both
talking
worth way more than the bank that your money sits in. You know?
And where are you at in your career that you really need to like do that to like boost your fucking publicity? Excuse
Yeah,
me.
dude, these are only YouTubers that are fighting each other. These are the only people that deserve any sort of gangster credit when it comes to fighting your global opponent. Literally, people are flying into America to fight YouTubers. Like, other than that, y'all got something else other than backyard wrestling and bare knuckle boxing to show me? Has that seats?
Ain't nobody been bare knuckle boxing since. Who was that dude? Who was on the first season of the UFC show?
The Bellator series? Before it was UFC?
No, it was I think it was a Spike TV show where they brought in like the top prospects for the next
That was too long ago. I don't
UFC fighter. And what's his name? He was a backyard brawler. He created YouTube backyard brawling.
Oh, Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
Yeah, he died.
he did.
He had a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Need to calm down. R.I.P. Kimbo. Hey, by the way, we had some technical difficulties earlier. We had one of our cameras die, so that's why you're at our fourth angle for the night. So you're welcome for the extra angle. Come to episode 32 and you get 4 angles. Oh, but anyway, we're going to wrap this podcast up. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all coming to visit this episode. Dustin and I were talking about this on the phone last night. He and I like really like the dicing back and forth of our content, and we're going to do a few more episodes together. Like for real, head on, purposely. Like we're going to do more episodes together here in the next few weeks, and try to kind of sort of find a rhythm. So maybe he and I could start our own podcast. He and I were talking about kind of coming up with a podcast name and a specific podcast that directly pertains to entertainment, music, and sports. I'll still continue this podcast. He'll probably be a lot less of a guest on if and when we do start our own podcast. But anyway, I know that I don't get a lot of comments on the podcast, but if you guys do like this episode, leave us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about our content. Like Dustin and I have got like a ping-ponging type of vibe and kind of relationship back and forth that we feel like that the podcast would be really good if we were to start it. So let us know what you think. Give us feedback. Dustin's, as most recently, his links are in the descriptions of the vlog. So if you haven't seen those, his links are in the description. His Instagram, his Facebook. Episode 32, man. Appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us. Appreciate you coming and
Appreciate
kicking
you,
it with me,
brother.
bro.
Better late than never.
Yeah, dude, that's true, man. Now I don't have to call you an asshole on the podcast anymore. But yeah, man. Like and subscribe, share and show your friends. We love you. We will see you next time. Body Language Podcast, episode 32.
Jesus take the wheel.
Out.